What is going on, everybody? My name is Bleeves. This is Breakfast with Bleeves. Folks, if you want to help me, the best things you could do is hit that like button on your way in and make sure you leave a comment on this video, especially if you're not watching it live. That helps me incredibly in pushing it up in the YouTube algorithm. And if you really want to help, become a member of the channel. We do have members-only content coming out every single day, and we have sponsors abound. If you go down the description, there are plenty of sponsors down there, including NordVPN for your privacy, security, protection, Atlas Healthline for your gummy needs of any sort of gummy if you do gummies. Make sure you hit the like, leave a comment, subscribe. Fairdesk, MEXC, BingX, and Pionex. Gate.io is also listed down below. BitGet is listed down below. And TradingView. Become a TradingView subscriber. And you may need to do that because it is being said, and I don't have anything that will confirm this. It's just being said. A lot of people are saying, a lot of people talking about it, that I might have a high IQ. I don't know that's to be the case. I tend to think probably not, but you never know. You never know when a high IQ will show up here at some point. Anyway, let's get into it. We are having a massive recovery in the crypto market right now. But first, we want to talk about the most important thing. BlackRock is laughing at our new conspiracies because, guys, look, we are all over Twitter right now, and it is ridiculous. Like it's like it's almost like Altcoin Daily and Wendy and all these people. They're just putting grease paint on, and they're coming out going, they're coming to take our babies with the 5G and the Wi-Fi and stupid shit like that. Like, it's just bonkers. It's just absolutely crazy. But let's talk about the most important thing. Who had the best hair yesterday as Bleeves entered the crypto crossfire? Now, I've ranked it number one. I'm pretty sure that I have the best hair. Followed closely by AJ. Then I guess we have to go with J Chains by default because Ben, come on. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the important things. Those are the things that matters around here. So make sure, by the way, that you get a mohawk if you don't have a mohawk. And if you decide not to get a mohawk, at least go with the faux hawk, and then you can let the sides kind of grow out like AJ did. I mean, come on, guys. And by the way, sick Kill Switch Engage t-shirt, bro. This is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleeves. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 It's been a long day, I mean a long week, maybe a long year, so let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors later on. Tell everybody they're invited, you should come along. Best to bring your good foot, ladies gonna be dancing on the ceiling. Cocky and appealing, possibly revealing. Getting sideways like a bridesmaid as she vibrate. If you a lightweight, hope you hydrate. We gon' tip the bottles back, busting out the fat sacks. People wearing costumes, chewing on a mushroom. Something like a wonderland, understand? Going down the rabbit hole with my kinfolk to another land. Damn, I said we do it like this. Magic carpet riders on some third eye shit. Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way, so everybody get sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
Guys, we are this close to Thanksgiving. I hope that you have the greatest meal planned. I'm going to guess wildly here that you're probably having turkey. Some of you might even have ham. I know that there are some people out there, homunculi, I want to say, that have ham instead of turkey because they don't support bird population. I don't know, some wild ass. And then there's those people. You know the people I'm talking about. The V words, and they're like, well, I'm gonna have just some stuffing, and I'll have some mashed potatoes, but it can't touch the bird. I can't have it touching the bird, and I can't use any of the gravy either because the gravy might have a little bit of bird in it, and I'm trying to be clean, and I don't like the pressure of all the, do you know what they do? They go out there and they catch them with their bare hands and like they snap their necks, you know what I mean? Like, and they just absolutely crazy stuff like that. But you do your tofu boo boo, you know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you? Anyway, and by the way, I'm not here to judge, but I'm also here to judge because why not? You know what I mean? You can have an opinion about something. I don't have to like everything that you do, just like you don't have to like the truth. And the truth is, BlackRock did not take down Binance. The people that do the people that see this, like here, wow, did BlackRock take down Binance? Now here's the craziest part of this, right? Austin or Aaron, I don't know. They're twins, like the Genslers, which is fucking creepy. It's wild. It's nut. Come on, guys. Look, fun fact. Fun fact. Twins eat each other in the womb. Yeah. That's the kind of wild shit that happens when you have twins, by the way. So just in case you didn't know that, there are a lot of twins that eat each other in the womb, and it does happen, by the way. So that being said, two people who didn't eat each other in the womb, or did they? Aaron and Austin put out this. It says, "Wow, did BlackRock take down Binance?" The reason that they do that is because, well, they're doing it because they're doing a conspiracy here, and they're trying to engage you for content. So the way that you engage people in the attention economy that we are in right now is with wild ass conspiracies that support what you believe already. So if you have this wild belief that the Illuminati's coming to get me, guys, and they're doing it through the World Economic Forum or something like that, then you are probably going to fall for this, right? Now, we in crypto, we're kind of libertarian in our principles, and all we want in this situation is to be left alone. And the government doesn't like to leave us alone. They think that they know what's best for us. And that is a recipe for conspiracy. Crypto Keeper, Nick, he's got a doomsday bunker. To me, that's wild. But then sometimes I look at what's going on in crypto and I look at what's going on in the world and I say, well, man, maybe it's not really that dumb. That's actually a pretty good idea because you never know when something might go down, or you need to hide a body or whatever you do with your bunker, you do with your bunker. But it's actually important and to have a plan for your neighborhood. So yeah, I get it. Like I used to not get it. I used to not get it. Now I get it a lot more. And really, I do have to say it's because of crypto. But also, we have to be able to recognize that some of this stuff is ludicrous. So lots of chatter on this BlackRock Bitcoin ETF, and rightfully so. BlackRock more or less is the U.S. government. They also received approval of 575 of 576 of ETF applications. Now, why is that important that they got 575 of 576? Well, for the conspiracy people, it's because BlackRock pretty much is the U.S. government, bro. Did you see that? BlackRock was the people. They were the people that were standing in front of everybody who was just peacefully protesting on January. That kind of shit, right? And that's not true. The BlackRock got 575 of 576 ETFs approved because they do it the way the government wants. They follow the rules. They don't say wild ass CZ Binance shit like, oh, just hide it in one of those wallets. Nobody will ever know. Guys, this should be making sense to you at some point. Not the conspiracy portion of it, but the logical portion of it. The reason that BlackRock gets their way is because they do everything by the book. Whatever that book is. And the book changes, by the way, but they do every single thing by the book, and they only go for wins. They don't go for, let's just shoot our shot and see what happens. They go for wins. Now, one thing I'll say, there is no chance, and I mean zero, that this ETF is approved with Binance in its current position of market dominance. If this ETF is approved, Binance is either gone entirely or their role in price discovery is massively diminished. If Binance holds onto its current level of influence, no chance this ETF is approved. Okay, now, we do take this from June, where we see the fall of Binance because Binance was breaking the law, not because uh, not because Dank McStinkbreath here has some kind of radical ass conspiracy. It's because Binance was doing criminal stuff. CZ Binance admitted to everything that he was said about him. Okay, he did all of the stuff. He's admitted guilt. He's taken the bullet for the team. And by the way, taking the bullet for the team is as stupid as holding up four fingers and just being like, ignore the FUD. You know, what he was doing was lying to you. He was telling you, by the way, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Ignore the FUD. Yeah, don't pay attention to the illegal shit I'm doing. Just continue to follow me because you believe in me for crypto's sake. And guess what? You know who else used to do that, by the way? Sam Bankman-Fried. So that's ridiculous, guys. There's got to be a point where, and look, the reason that BlackRock gets their way with the US government, and it sucks, by the way, I'm going to say this, it sucks that BlackRock gets their way with the government, but it's because they do whatever the US government wants them to do. And it doesn't matter who's in power. Now, it is fair for you to say, well, yeah, it's just the deep state. Yeah, that's actually pretty fair, because there is a functioning system within the U.S. government that it doesn't matter whether a Democrat's in charge or Republicans in charge. It's business as usual, no matter what. There is a deep state. Are they evil? No. Are they led by BlackRock? No. But there is a cog that just continues on no matter who's in charge, but they don't have a quote unquote head. That's just stupid. That's just the stuff that you write books about. That's just the shadow cabal doing its thing and all of that. And it's fun because we read books about it. Those books, by the way, those are called fiction. Does it mean that there's not conspiracies? There's plenty of conspiracies out there. Look, when the aliens came and took JFK away, and brought back the husk that somebody shot, another alien, I assume, then, you know, eventually we figure that stuff out, right? But we also know that not really, by the way, but we do know Bay of Pigs invasion. There was a conspiracy there. Like, there are conspiracies, by the way. There are crazy things that do happen that we don't get to see. However, the level to which a conspiracy has to evolve is so dumbed down. Look, there are people here who don't believe that people ever walked on the moon. Now, here's the thing. If I lie to you and I never, quote unquote, get caught, I've lied to you and I've never gotten caught. Now, the reason that I never got caught is because I never told anybody, because I'm not stupid, right? Now, here's what you would have to believe, which is impossible, by the way. You would have to believe that somewhere in the neighborhood of 18,000 people who were working at NASA at the time of the moon landing can all keep a secret. Dude, please go take that and shove it up your ass, because that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And then when you say, yeah, but that's not really true. You know, what they could have done is they could have just broadcasted to the NASA people to just pretend like something was happening, like it really wasn't happening. Stop. Right? Because then you have a whole bunch of other people that are part of the conspiracy, and it just doesn't end well. Look, you look like one of those people where we all just kind of point and snicker and laugh, and then you're like, well, it's the Illuminati. So just chill out with that crazy shit. Now, speaking of crazy shit, BlackRock not in the take, but they are laughing at us right now. And they're laughing at us because we fall for these dumb kind of ideas. And then they say, yes, that's right. We are the Illuminati. We do all the bad things. And they manipulate you with that kind of stuff. Jason Pollan says not landing on the moon would be more impressive than landing on the moon. And that is exactly right. And then they say, and then, oh, this is the good one. This is the good one with the moon people. They go, well, how come we never went back to the moon? What the fuck is going on? We went back to the moon like 7 other times. The reason that we don't keep going to the moon is because there's nothing there. And it's pretty expensive to go, and there's no benefit to it. At some point, after you've gone 7 times, you realize there's no benefit. So why would you keep going? So wild that people can't put those together. Wild. But anyway, let's move on. CZ Binance says that he'll deal with the pain in an internal memo. Now, I don't like this. I don't like this. And that's right, because money, because you thought getting on the moon was going to be something that would give you a chance to make money, and it wasn't. It wasn't, and it didn't. And but anyway, so internal memo that leaked out says, I needed a break anyway, and now got it. $175 million bail. $175 million bail. So that is absolutely wild. And he's like, I needed a break anyway. That's somebody trying to save face with everybody. Jesus Christ, it's getting crazy here. But anyway, what he said is he's going to take about 6 weeks off, and then he's going to do something else. And we're going to see something happen, blah, 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 blah. CZ's also, here it is, $175 million bond and his bail terms. Per the bail conditions, he must refrain from committing federal, state, or local crime during the period of release. As such, development could increase his sentence by a maximum of 10 years. In the case of a misdemeanor, it may increase by a year. In addition, by the way, he is facing 18 years in prison. Okay. In addition, there we go. This right here, this right here. The people who can't spell naive are here to tell you, don't be naive. Don't be naive. Don't be naive. It was all Hollywood, and all of Hollywood can keep a secret. All of Hollywood can keep a secret. That's what you got to believe. It's easier to land on the moon than everybody in Hollywood keep a secret. Just, you guys know that, right? Anyway, in addition, the former Binance CEO agreed not to harass or tamper with witnesses or any individual related to court proceedings in this case. He must desist from taking any controlled substances like medication unless prescribed by a licensed physician, and cooperate in the collection of DNA samples if such activities are authorized. And that would be awesome if he just walked in and was like, yeah, let me spill my DNA all over you. You know how he would do that, right? I don't. Anyway, so there we go. Now, in closing, just because, and Selmo Fudd in the house, and he says, screw them all, CZ and SBF. And you know what? By the way, when I'm out here telling you guys that all of this, when all this is going on, Selmo is one of the very few people who agreed with me in that CZ was a bad actor in the space, and that he continued to be a bad actor. You know what I mean? Like it's wild. Like you can't imagine. You can't imagine. So anyway, but yeah, and Justin Sun is probably the next one to go down. And maybe not. You know, maybe he evades everything because he's overseas and somewhere else, and maybe they, play cover for him, and if he doesn't get too deep into America, maybe he doesn't get caught. But America seems to be the one doing the catching. So as long as Justin Sun stays away from America, he might just evade. But yeah, he's another bad actor in this space. But Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong, another bad actor in this space, goes on the offensive amidst the Binance legal woes. And what he does is he puts out a statement that says, since the founding of Coinbase back in 2012, we have taken a long-term view. We knew we needed to embrace compliance to become a generational company that stood the test of time. We got the licenses, hired the compliance and legal teams, and made it clear our brand was about trust. We wanted to increase transparency and raise the bar on trust, so we became a public company in 2021. This meant we couldn't always move as quickly as others. It's more difficult and expensive to take a compliant approach. You can't. He is just shitting. He is just shitting on Binance right now. Fuck this guy. He's lying. I am. Uh, Oh God, I love myself sometimes. Today's news reinforces that by doing it the hard way was the right decision. We now have an opportunity to start a new chapter for this history. We took a lot of arrows operating here in the US due to the lack of regulatory clarity, and my hope is that today's news serves as a catalyst to finally achieve that. So, Brian Armstrong is basically dragging my man through the mud right now, letting people know, yeah, we did it the right way. And look, all I'm gonna say about this is Brian Armstrong is he's not innocent in everything either. Okay. The SEC is after him because they misinterpret the rules at a very minimum. Maybe they don't commingle funds, stuff like that. But again, you don't become a billionaire by being a good person and a good actor. Does he do something illegal? That remains to be seen. But I don't believe in Brian Armstrong either. But I kind of feel like at this point, because of the compliance issues, that they will go under the radar and they will be better served. And it's entirely possible that just because BlackRock owns 10% of Coinbase, right? Ta-da. Because BlackRock owns 10% investment in the coin token, because Coinbase is probably going to be aligned with the government because they're doing custody services. Remember, for the BlackRock ETF, they're doing it for the ERC-21 shares. They're doing it for a lot of these different ETFs because they're kind of ingrained into this system now. Coinbase Bank is probably coming pretty soon. We'll probably see something along the lines of an online internet bank for Coinbase. So, I think they're kind of ingrained into the system now. So they might evade some of the stuff, but make no mistake about it, Brian Armstrong is not a good actor in any way. Now, the next question up is, has Bitcoin reached the euphoria yet? What on-chain data says. Historically, the rallies, here's a chart that shows the trend in this indicator over the past decade. And as displayed in the above graph, the Bitcoin percent supply and profit has naturally shot up as the latest rally in cryptocurrency has occurred, and the metrics value is now floating around the 83%, the 83% mark. The all-time means the metric is 74%, so the current levels are notably above this level. In the chart, the analytics firm has also marked the +1 standard deviation line for the indicator. The +1 standard deviation for the metric is around 90%, so the current profitability level is still below the mark, but are nonetheless quickly closing in the gap. As mentioned before, these profitability levels are in terms of the supplying coins. There's another way to gauge profitability, and this is the unrealized profit state. For the analysis of investor behavior, often the unrealized profit is a more critical variable as it relates back to the USD denominated profit for investors' positions. So, this suggests that whilst the significant volume of the supply is in profit, most have a cost basis, which is only moderately below the current spot price. So what it's saying is most people are in profit, but not by very much. So be careful. We got a new member, by the way, in Coin on Crypto. If you want to become a member of the channel, $4.99 a month. We do members only content now, talking about some of the private stuff and private content in cryptocurrency, the OnlyFans, if you will, of cryptocurrency. So just in case you want to get in on private conversations, then you can do that by becoming a member to the channel. And then finally, this is not finally, one more after this, but Bitcoin will never see below 30,000 again if this pattern holds true, says on-chain analyst Willie Woo. By the way, I didn't really have too much to say about Willie Woo, except that I wanted to say his name. So Wu tells his 1 million followers in the social media platform that he's keeping a close eye on the Bitcoin cost density map, which we were just talking about. And he's saying we'll probably never see a $30,000 Bitcoin again if this on-chain pattern holds true. So what he's saying is that based on this chart right here, the retest and the drawback down is going to be on some of these local numbers that we're having right now. So maybe, just maybe, he might be right, and we will never see under $30,000 Bitcoin. I do want to say this. It is entirely possible that we see under 30,000 Bitcoin soon. But after we have a dip, then I basically what he's saying is that this is going to be the last time that we see that kind of number. And then Bitcoin signals an epic breakout as the Firefly band flips. Prominent analysts predict that Bitcoin is eyeing major breakout as the Firefly bands flip. I saw Firefly bands, Jesus Christ, say that 5 times. Woo! Into support. Bitcoin is gearing up for a significant move, according to prominent analysts in the space. The anticipation has arisen as the Firefly bands, a technical indicator, recently flipped into a supportive position. The famous crypto analyst Crypto Rover expressed his sentiment on X, sharing a Bitcoin price chart and expressing that Bitcoin is getting ready for a big move. Now, guys, this is what I want to say. Don't follow Crypto Rover if you want advice on cryptocurrency. Do you know why? And the answer is very simple, because Crypto Rover at 2:41 a.m. on November 22nd says Bitcoin is getting ready for a big move. Now, an hour from now, an hour later, he will probably post something about it's going to be dipping pretty hard. And then an hour later, it's going to be mooning pretty hard. He goes back and forth all day, and he just does back and forth stuff. He's not an analyst in so much as he's just a guy who continues to shoot his shot and then, just goes with it. So I would not trust him. I would not trust him if I were investing. Dr. Profit, I would look at Dr. Profit maybe. However, Dr. Profit might be in trouble. And he's even admitted it so far. Like, he really thinks that we're going back to 33,000, and it's looking less and less like 33,000, even though you feel like we have to go back and we have to back test at some point. And here we are, still moving, just continuing this kind of grind that we just continue to move and continue to go. But so anyway, these are the times when the Firefly bands have flipped. Okay, and this is what it looks like when it flipped here. We went absolutely parabolic. When we flipped here, absolutely parabolic. We just flipped over here, which means, by the way, if you look at this, there was a move here and then a retest back down. So that flip did not. It doesn't take. It takes some time to get going. This is 2 years worth of chart right there. Same thing over here. When it flips over here, that's a year and a half worth of data, or 2 years worth of data. So we do have to at least consider here. We're in the flip. We flipped, but it might be another couple of months before we really see it start to take off. But we're in that cycle. Now, in the meantime, U.S. Treasury yields are down to 4.39, which means that it's continuing to fall. Again, until we get under 4, we're probably still looking at people who are keeping their money in it for the longer haul. And here we are right now. Ethereum price currently trading at, I want to say, 2025. So we've got a long position here, and we're going to swap over into this right here. So we're long. It was actually, I think that we were up here in the 2040s a little while ago on a breakout. So the profit on it right now is $66. It's just a margin of $300. So we'll see whether or not this plays out. But this is what the charts are looking like right now. Again, I think it went up to it went up to 2040. So I don't know if it's going to continue on. That's a lot of money coming back into the market. 39 billion came back into the market since last night. So that's significant, and that is a big run. And Bitcoin still down below 37,000. Remember, I told you that we dip down here. We've got to come back here in the 4 hours, and if we don't, we're going to be in trouble. Well, guess what happened? Within that same 4-hour window, remember, there was an hour and a half left on this candle, by the way, when I told you that we were going to have that, that we need to do something. There was an hour and a half when we did that. It came back up in here and settled back above this trend line and put us back in the trend line. Now we've had some resistance coming back up, and that's a lot of this going on right now. There's nervous sentiment. So when people see the opportunity for profit, they're taking the profit, and they're not holding on because they got a little bit nervous. This market, look at all the wicks everywhere. This market got spooked. So now the question is, can we continue? So we're bouncing over here off of the 50 SMA, and it's tested it multiple times as you can see right there. And we're still, we haven't even reached the midline yet of the Bollinger Band. So, you know, what you can probably expect is to see 36.9 coming in it. Well, you know, if it continues to move in this direction, then you'll see a 36.9 here pretty soon. But the question is, where's the liquidity? And the liquidity is still, I mean, guys, the liquidity pools are just, you know, we're right in the middle. And to get a big run in 24 hours, there's not really one other than 38,000 up here. So, you know, we could see just an absolute banger of a rip up that way. It doesn't feel right though. Now, shorter time frames, we could see a correction back down into this 36 range and all the way up into this 37 range, which could be on the table. We just saw a correction down a little bit here. So that's how this whole thing looks. And by the way, I'm using the Binance, and I'm realizing, you know, Binance might be a little skewered right now. So let's go back over here. 38,000 is the play, right? Like that looks like, I mean, I guess we should at least recognize that if we're about to get one of those rips that we get, you know, one of those US market just goes absolutely out of its mind rips, then 38,000 is the place where we would want to be, because that's where all the money is sitting. And what they're trying to do right now is just absolutely wreck all these people. So, and 24 hour, let's see what it looks like on that one. Just to get a little clarity. It looks like the upside is the play, but as you can see right here, when you're doing this, you're looking for a tilt in one direction or another, right? And this looks like, to me, that it moved up here. It kind of wicked out here at this 36.6 level, and now it's starting to wane down just a little bit. So we could be due for a correction back down a little bit before making a run at this liquidity, if we're in fact going to. On the 1 week, it does change. The dynamic of this changes dramatically when you start to go up into higher time frames. It's still 38,000. 38,000 is still the play right there. But you can see that the longer term money is still sitting out here in these regions. When you get to the 1 month, then you see the same thing, but you see a big pool develop down here at the bottom. You see here that this is a comparison chart, by the way. So the comparison tells me that 38,000 has plenty there, but man, oh man, oh man, 34,000 is where most of the big money is sitting right now. So the question then becomes, where are we going to go, right? So that's what we're watching. That's what we're waiting to see right now. This thing right here, I don't know whether I should just take it and look for a new entry and just take the win, or if I just ride this up. Because the question right now for me is simple. Are we going back to 1916 or not? Because that's my liquidation price. So are we going to capitulate completely and do the same thing that we did just a little while ago? And it doesn't look like it to me that that's going to happen. It looks like we've got a great position. We've got these bands, or we're at 34.9 over here on the 200 SMA. It keeps continuing its way up on the shorter time frames. I think that we're testing the 200 SMA right now. If we flip that into bullish, then we probably are testing 38,000. You know, like I get a feeling that if you look right here and you look right here, what we got yesterday was that big rip to the downside, and then we got that, and then this is the last time we got that big rip, and then what do we get? We got this magical moon moment, right? So if we get one of those magical moon moments, then what does it look like in the overall? Well, we take this and we take this, and then we pop that down onto the bottom right here. Then we're looking at 39,000 if it does a similar rip to what it's already done. So, you know, I'm probably tempted to just kind of hold on and see where it goes from here. But again, I mean, we're just looking for that big move down. Now, the other thing was when it happened to Ethereum, we didn't get that big move. So if you look at this real quick, when this happened, we didn't get that big move. We might be at the top of Ethereum. You know what I mean? So I have no idea whether or not we're going to do a continuation of it. But I think next time we get to $100 in unrealized profit, then I think maybe that might be the time to go ahead and take it and just let it ride. But I felt like, you know, maybe, just maybe, we can make a new high over here, because I keep getting the feeling that that Ethereum is ready for 2,500. I keep getting that feeling, and that we're just about to start ripping, and that we might see something like that just happen. And any moment now, we just start seeing another $50 billion flooding into the market, and then people are just like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, we just get one of those magical kind of runs. But until we see it, we won't know. Now, on to other prospects. We've got Ben up about 2.8%. We've got Volt down big again, but up 2.5% on the day. WAGMI still kind of ranging right here in this 14-15 range. Bounced off of, I want to say it bounced off, fair enough to say it bounced off the 200 and is on its way back up. It looks like rejecting off of the 50. So looks like people are trading it. Caspa is up another 13% today. Link is up 7%. Oh, and by the way, Ethereum is up 5% on the day. So big day for Ethereum. I don't know if it can go any more. Solana making its way back up to 55, up 7%. I got a feeling that Solana is in the big reversal. Lunk, 72.76, not having as much of a good time. But remember, CZ Binance was a big Luna Classic proponent, and he is gone right now. I don't know if Richard Tang is as much a proponent. And then we have Duquan, who is still in Montenegro prison. So, might be a problem there. Now, that said, Luna Classic is blowing up again. So, maybe, just maybe, something is coming very, very soon. Crow had a nice little dunk back down to 88.3 cents, and now it's reversing in a big way, up 12.5%. Optimism is up 7.5%. Now that's good, because that's Crow and Optimism are both part of the Cosmos ecosystem. Atom, by the way, up 5.7% on the day. Rune is up 20%, having an absolute breakout again. RLC is up 8% on the day. Uniswap is up 15%. Aave is up 11%. We're having breakouts, guys. We are starting to have we might even be experiencing some altcoin season very, very soon, because it's really starting to look like, let's take a quick look here at the altcoin season index and see how high we are. 41. By the way, speaking of high, did y'all see that Snoop Dogg thing? I can't believe y'all fell for it. I can't believe that you all fell for it. Unbelievable. Dow Jones up 146. Matthew, am I still a Volted Believer? I will always, as a matter of fact, I'm wearing a Volted Believer shirt today. So I'm always a Volted Believer. I just don't believe the price action is doing very well. I mean, again, the people that showed the project for you, the people that were telling you, you got to buy, they were the ones that were selling on you. So, you got to overcome that, and you got to, you got to rebuild. And it's going to take a little while to rebuild. You're going to need to find a new audience and stuff like that. And look, Voltoshi's not putting out the money for, like, he's not sponsoring me. He's not sponsoring anybody. He's not doing anything. So he's waiting and biding his time, building in the bear market, continuing to do his thing. And I mean, so, there's just, people aren't finding it because they can go find everything else. You know what I mean? There are plenty of other projects out there where you can make a big rip off of it. So up to 84 in profit on this. I can continue to feel like, maybe just take the money and then reset the position. Because if you come over here and really kind of, let's pop that one more time there. Wait a minute. I've been on this too long, probably. Let me flip that and then pop back in there. See if that doesn't refresh the page. See, that's my buy line right there. 2002, so at 2002, I feel like most of my Bollinger Bands, most of my, the midline, everything is all, let me pop this up on the screen. All of this, like, I feel like I'm still in that range where, you know what I mean? Like it could just all pop back down. So maybe it's best to just take the money right now, up 27% on the day. So might be a good idea or a wise idea to take it. But wait a minute. Was that Matty B saying, no, let it ride, bitch? Okay, fine. I'm going to let it ride then. That's fine. Okay. That's going to be because of Matty B. All right, fine. That's what we'll do. Anyway, so coming over here into the altcoins and meme coin market, nothing is really pumping so far. So I guess this is, we kind of sit back right now and just sort of, why does it keep going to the old Ben? I wonder. I don't know why it does that. Anyway, the new one is down. Like all of them are down on the day. So Pepe 2, God damn it, Pepe 2, you're gonna get absolutely wrecked on it. I mean, that's what I will tell you. I mean, the good thing is it's always got a lot of liquidity. So there's a lot of people investing in it. So there we go. So this breakout, by the way, this is the same breakout that we saw with Jesus. This is probably the same breakout that we will see with Pepe. Probably seeing it with stuff like Bob and shit like that. This could be a lot of people coming back into the market, getting into these things. Now, what you have to do is you have to look at what does that secondary pump look like, and that secondary pump does not look like this. It doesn't end like this. Secondary pump over here, and we can look at that, by the way, on this one right here. That secondary pump comes back up, kind of retests those highs, and then it goes right back down to newer lows. That's what you're looking at happening on Pepe 2. And if you're trying to convince yourself that this wick changes things, that wick, that's just, those are bots those are bots. But what you're doing is potentially minting some newer highs. Now that looks good because that's giving you a sense that everything is moving. However, what you're looking at right now is a standard double top. And let me show you the last time you saw a standard double top. And I'll bring it over to Bitcoin and we will show you on a daily chart, and we'll just kind of zoom out here and then you can look at it for yourself. This is what happens after a double top. There's your double top right there. And then next thing that happens is a massive capitulation. So that's what you're looking for on Pepe 2. So if you're in profit, I would implore you to take the money. And if, by the way, it's not my job, I guess, to tell you what to do with your money. Make your own investment, but I would not do that. And if I missed out on it pumping back up 100%, I don't care. That's a 2x. I'm not here for the 2x. I'm here for the 100x. I'm here for the 1000x. And it's not going to do 100x. It's not going to do 1000x. It's already done a bunch of x. I mean, you gotta at least be able to do math well enough to know that a $21 million market cap with 1.71 million in liquidity, even if you see what Pepe did, Pepe 2 is not going to do the same thing. So, find your way, but just don't do something crazy. Anyway, still at 67%, by the way, on the fear and greed index. So, the question now is, how does this day shape up? Not sure how it's going to shape up. I know it probably looks to me like it's going to end up being pretty volatile before we're done. And it looks like there's a lot of rejection here on the 200 SMA for Bitcoin. I don't know that it's going to reject here one or two more times before people are going to be like, you know what? I think we're done now. And we're going to start to see this price and all these prices start to come back down quite a bit. So I would say that at this point, let's see if there's not like a last second like grasp for this kind of play right here to move up over 36.7 and then boom to wick up over here to 36.9, which is where the Bollinger Band is probably going to come near the 50 SMA, and then perhaps we can test a breakout coming afterwards on that. But I mean, that remains to be seen. We got to see how the day plays out. The U.S. market is on the clock. All right, so I think we got everything. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna watch this long for a little while, see what happens, and I'll let you guys know what happened with it. Content coming out today is gonna be Luna Classic, and then we're gonna do some shorts off of this video, And then I've got Chicago Bears content coming out a couple times today. So if you're interested, you can go to the Chicago Bears cast and you can check that out. I never put a link in the description, but yeah, I should probably do that. Anyway, this is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always ready. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you would, the outro, it's 11 seconds long. It's not that long. But first, what is going on, everybody? I'm here to follow up with you about Cryptonomy.finance. Now, guys, you saw the previous video where we staked in our flexible account some Bitcoin. We've earned 0.0004 Bitcoin so far off an APY of 24.72. Now, yesterday, I went in and I staked just a little bit more, and I did it on the fixed right now. In this profit sharing right here. I'll get you the results of that coming up very, very soon. But I wanted to talk today about this launch pool. So the launch pool, this is where the quote unquote rubber hits the road for Cryptonomy.finance. These are the past events that have happened, and these are the yields that you've seen up here. You've seen 4Xs, 12X, 20X. There's a 394 Shiba Saga, if you remember that one a couple months ago. Sparta Dex 8X, Kryptonite 5.4X, Sophieverse 8X, 15X. All of these are in the green so far. 207 from Posey Swap. So what we're going to do is we can take some positions in these projects here. This is a little bit more profitable. This is going to be the big thing. So we're going to come over here to the launch pad, and this flagship product ensures maximum profit and security. There's going to be, and by the way, what you're going to have in these upcomings, you're going to have some statistics that you're going to be able to look at and check out. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the create a contract button, and we're going to select the bronze plan. Okay. And then we're going to deposit all of it. We're just going to put a max one right in here. That's 0.48 Bitcoin. That's, guys, forgive me while I take a breath here. We're going to take that. We're going to put the whole thing into it. We're going to do this right here, and we're going to create that. Now, we are in this pool. When we get the yields, when we get the returns, once we get approved for this, and once these things start launching, we have 17,800 invested into this, and we will see how this builds, how this runs, how this goes